What happens when the mastermind behind the most universally beloved, innocent slapstick character in modern television history steps up to a microphone and confesses that he actually detests his own creation? For more than 3 decades, the silent, chaotic antics of Mr. Bean have served as a global beacon of pure, wholesome family comedy, racking up over 12 billion views on digital platforms alone. Yet, sitting on the legendary couch of The Graham Norton Show, 71-year-old comedy icon Rowan Atkinson completely shattered the comforting illusion surrounding his legendary alter ego. With total precision, Atkinson dismantled the character's legacy, defining Mr. Bean not as a harmless, quirky eccentric, but as a deeply unpleasant, entirely selfish, self-centered, anarchic child. It is a stunningly blunt psychological autopsy from a masterclass performer, forcing millions of fans across the globe to completely reevaluate the character who define their childhoods. The actual context of this deep character analysis reveals a veteran artist who is entirely detached from the modern urge to coddle his audience's nostalgia. Promoting his latest physical comedy series, Man vs. Baby, Atkinson used the media platform to contrast his newest protagonist, Trevor Bingley, whom he calls one of the only truly nice individuals he has ever portrayed, against the rest of his famous portfolio. The actor pulled zero punches, explaining that when you peel back the brilliant physical performance, Mr. Bean is a fundamentally narcissistic force who wreaks catastrophic havoc on innocent bystanders without a single shred of empathy or remorse. Atkinson went so far as to admit that he thoroughly dislikes Bean as a person, stating unequivocally that he would never want to share a dinner table with him, let alone let him cross the threshold of his actual house, classifying him instead as a dangerous man-child operating purely on primitive, baseline impulses. Public reaction has absolutely flooded global entertainment forums, TikTok analysis channels, and Reddit over the last 72 hours, triggering an intense, multi-generational debate about the underlying architecture of comedy. Viral snippets of Atkinson's deadpan delivery on the chat show have amassed tens of millions of views, with the digital space instantly dividing over this harsh reality check. On one side of the comment sections, longtime television purists are experiencing a massive wave of disillusionment, arguing that framing the character as a sinister anarchist completely strips the magic away from the innocent, timeless slapstick that united families for generations. Conversely, a massive contingent of film students and alternative comedy fans are fiercely celebrating Atkinson's transparency, pointing out that the absolute brilliance of the performance relies entirely on the fact that Bean is a chaotic anti-hero, behaving exactly like a devious, unhinged 10-year-old trapped inside the physical body of a grown man. This rapid escalation into an international talking point exposes a fascinating, profound friction between old-school artistic detachment and the exhausting demands of modern influencer culture. In today's hyper-connected entertainment ecosystem, digital creators and modern influencers are completely trapped in a cycle of perpetual validation. They are forced to constantly pander to their fanbases, treat their personal brands like sacred commodities, and aggressively love everything they produce just to maintain high engagement metrics. Atkinson's total indifference to public expectation delivers a brutal, refreshing reality check to this entire culture. By casually admitting he dislikes the golden goose that generated his massive global wealth, and simultaneously revealing that he hasn't read a single review or critical pundit's essay since the 1990s, the comedy legend is demonstrating the ultimate creative autonomy, proving that true artistic genius requires executing your craft with absolute perfection and then completely walking away without caring what the internet has to say about it. Original commentary here. This unvarnished character assassination is a phenomenal reputational triumph that permanently elevates Rowan Atkinson from a simple physical comedian into a deeply respected, intellectually rigorous architect of human satire. For decades, lazy media profiles have tried to reduce him to a living cartoon, mistakenly assuming that his real-life personality must mirror the bizarre, rubber-faced eccentricities of his television work. By stepping forward with this hyper-analytical, almost clinical perspective on his roles, he successfully reminds the world that he is an incredibly sharp, Oxford-educated mind who approaches humor like a precise science. It affects his standing beautifully, ensuring that his legacy isn't defined by cheap, automated nostalgia, but by a profound understanding of the darker, more selfish elements of human nature that make physical comedy work on a global, cross-cultural scale.
We must remain exceptionally disciplined in separating the verified facts of Atkinson's recent interview from the wild, speculative theories currently circulating through online pop culture spaces. It is a confirmed fact that he made these explicit comments on British television, that he possesses deep-seated personal reservations about Bean's morality, and that he prefers playing more amenable characters like Trevor Bingley at this stage in his career. However, viral social media theories claiming that Atkinson's public denunciation of the character is a calculated legal move designed to permanently cancel an upcoming, multi-million-dollar animated film project due to a hidden contract dispute are completely fabricated internet fabrications. Furthermore, online rumors suggesting that the actor is actively preparing to completely retire from the entertainment industry due to severe physical exhaustion are entirely unverified gossip that completely misinterprets his standard, highly selective approach to accepting new creative work. The pacing of his cultural conversation has been incredibly electric, moving effortlessly from a standard late-night talk show appearance directly into a deep, philosophical interrogation of how audiences consume classic media as the summer entertainment cycle begins to ramp up. This leaves the global comedy industry with a massive, fascinating question to sit with as the digital landscape continues to evolve throughout the year. As streaming algorithms continue to push decades-old clips of Mr. Bean to entirely new generations of toddlers and young children who are completely unaware of the actor behind the mask, Atkinson's blunt psychological breakdown sets a fascinating precedent. Whether this public pulling of the curtain will ultimately inspire future writers to embrace more complex, inherently flawed anti-heroes in mainstream physical comedy, or if audiences will simply ignore the creator's warning and continue to blindly consume the chaotic innocence of the character for another 30 years, is a compelling narrative that the future of pop culture will decide.